So, being that all of this banana stuff out in the world, your shadow existence out there, the shadow realm, I guess you could say, that would be your covert colonies, your covert regime, your covert communism, more pointedly, and everything tied to it. You guys, consider this. This is your end of days. Now, how long the end of days, is going to be around for, who knows? But what I think is really important to understand is that we are legit in the end times. My mom used to say to always be prepared, especially for the end times, but especially for the reason that, you never know if you're going to get hit by a car or your fellow gangster terrorist had already sacrificed you and they came to get your blood and all of that, which involves homicide. Legit. But that's why you want to be in moral standing with your vibratory frequency. So if you're participating in this League of Doom business by thinking it is morally acceptable for you guys to judge your targets and then death mirage them with your concentration Dr. Mengele tactics, you guys are Auschwitz on hyperdrive. You guys are the concentration camp. Hey, somebody's letting you know. And your soul is in the red. You are in violation. That means if your time comes and your avatar, you're not going to be free to go on to do the next best thing. Because right now, you are in eternal damnation. Your overseers, the ones that you back, they the same government that passed out them smallpox blankets, honey. So, for all of you government workers, if you're participating in all of this covert communism, you are the Dr. Mengele prodigy of this 2.0 Auschwitz. And everything I'd ever learned about the infrastructure of the psychological terrorism, well, let's just say my genetics play a role in my discernment. So, my father, A negative, had been in Vietnam. He is a veteran, and he was one of the men they sent to go find Charlie. So finding Charlie was his job. And guess what? He survived. He survived that. And the irony is, I'm his daughter. I kind of do the same thing he does. And as it turns out, I never mind that. Y'all wouldn't believe it anyway. I'll just sit on that one. As it turns out, I'm gifted and talented in that. So, surviving Charlie. Oh, I can snuff you guys out like that. I got his gift. So whenever you fake ass motherfuckers come at me, bitch, I just look at you and know. Not because of intuition, but because you guys have micro leaks all over the floor with your expressions. And behavioral science is actually a science. I study that shit. And even if I didn't, y'all are so fucking obvious. don't you feel embarrassed and stupid acting the psychotic psychopath with your so-called live-action role play? Because it ain't role play, hun. You guys are hoeing out your ethics, trying to run down complete strangers you don't know. But when I was in Dallas, working in Denton at this HCA hospital, where they punked my ass pretty hard there too. Kind of funny how HCA has a contract with City Ambulance, or they did. And I got punked pretty hard there at City Ambulance too. So, follow the trail. But wherever I am, I stop and I observe my surroundings. Maybe you guys should too. And look for the patterns. Look for the patterns. And when you find the patterns, you'll find Stasi. Stasi, that's your covert communists. Pretty fucking easy to decode. So while I'm decoding the transit system over there in Denton, anything I need to know, Spirit's gonna lead me to, one way or another. I probably was led somewhere like 5 times by Spirit, didn't even right away. But I was led to FEMA. I'm like, of course, FEMA. You guys are behaving right, aren't you? Because let me ask you this, FEMA. Whenever you indoctrinate a targeted individual into your system, you know what you're doing. You're in a sense murdering, straight up murdering your targeted individual. Now, if you think you're going to get away with it, if I were you, I'd just seppuku now to save your own fucking face. That's what you wanted me to do, was to seppuku. Didn't you? Oh, you can admit it? It's all out there anyway. The more you resist, the more you deny, the crazier you make yourself look. You can only deny these targeted individuals are insane for only so long. And God forbid you guys targeted anybody who did not deserve it. Shit. All I gotta do is just show up and have a fucking good time. I don't deserve any of your bullshit. And let me tell you this. Even if a targeted individual has shit stains on their soul, none of you have any right to target anybody for any reason. That is why our judicial system is made with checks and balances. That's why our judicial system is designed to promote innocent until proven guilty. So any of your targets should have had a trial. And if you are Christian and you are participating, you are duped, you are encouraged to fix and right all the wrongs that you have done while you are in there. That is what you are called to do. As it turns out, I'm a demon slayer. I didn't know. There's a contract on me and nobody can kill me. Well, Satan can't kill me. These other assholes, they've tried. Yes, they have. But I tell you what, FEMA, smallpox, government, you would forsake your child's parent and have them murdered like that? You would forsake your own grandchildren's parents like that? You would do that to your own child? Your own grandchildren? Have their parents set sail to be murdered? Okay, well, let's put it this way. I am the product of a very well-endowed academic system that I have been raised by. Conroe Independent School District. X generation, graduate of J.L. McCullough. Thank you, Mr. McCullough. You guys actually taught us. The checks and balances are in place for a reason. And if you all have decided to play God in somebody else's life, oh boy. Oh, we're going to have a good time watching you all incur the wrath of my Abba. But you guys have to know something. The victory has already been won. And what you're doing is you're playing right into Satan's little plan to take in as many humans as he can. How do you like that? You're gonna forsake your asses too. That's just what he does. How could you not see that coming? But it's one thing about psychopaths and sociopaths is that they believe their own bullshit. And they're such megalomaniacs that they think they can pull one over on the innocent and play the victim. That's not gonna work out. So, look alive, Fema. You would do that to your own child. You would do that to your own grandchild. Set their parent out to sail like that. Loose lips sink ships, man. You should have wrangled in. But, you know, them psychopaths and sociopaths, they do love to overinflate the ego. But one thing I learned about dealing with these types is that they don't like to commit any story to paper. Man, in my past, whenever I've dealt with a psycho-ass bitch, I'm like, hey, you play nicely in the sandbox. I'll fuck with you. Couldn't do that. I'm like, okay. Instead of yell, let's all just put it all on paper and I'll read it. You know, you got a beef with me? Put it on paper and I'll work it out with you from there. Guess what? Psychopaths, sociopaths, that's your dead ringer. They will never commit any of their stories, testimony to paper because they're too busy twisting it here and there, other, even tither, yonder, and nor. So, all I had to do was play nicely in the sandbox. But then all this extra stuff. I'd already forgiven all you guys. I don't hate you. Y'all probably should have forgiven me too. So you can release yourself from all of this toxic gangrene you have. Because now, you got murder on your hands. And it's just because I don't seppuku. You've tapped into all of that Auschwitz energy. And now, your soul's mired in all of that. But, I forgive you. And I wash my hands, Pontius Pilate style. Because guess what? People do change and they end up growing a heart. Besides that, you were never in control. Neither was I. But, I paid my toll pretty hard. Y'all made sure of it. Hence all this gang stalking, FEMA. What? Did you get first dibs on who gets reamed the hardest on that list? You always check my social media to see if I'm on my last breath. And you check my social media to talk more bad about me, about all my crazy ideas. Do you always check my social media to be pouty? You always check my social media instead of build your own social media with some fucking hobbies. That's what I've done to cope with all you ass lying bitches all this fucking time. Was every time y'all were like fucked up to me, I prayed over it. And threw myself into my own hobbies. Threw myself into the gym. Shit, I teach my kids, if you don't know what to do in life, go fucking work out, okay? And guess what? I am 53, bitches. 5'3". That wasn't because I was wanting to get toned. It was because there was a lot of bullshit I had to deal with. So I always took it to the gym and prayed on it. Isn't that right, Bun Bun? So, look alive, FEMA. I saw you bitches over a year ago. And when you took those pictures, I know exactly why you took them. That was my intuition. Providence, if you will. I'd already seen the dots. And now, tick tock,